Now this video obviously is about street photography with a flash, and specifically nighttime street photography with a flash. Now I'm not a big fan of using a flash for street photography because I feel a little bit uncomfortable, to be truthful, walking up to a total stranger and firing off a flash in their face and then walking away basically. I think it's quite rude, but we'll get to that in a minute after the slideshow. I will talk a little bit more about that. I do use a flash all the time, but that's mainly for sports photography. And if I'm doing some photos for a client or something, I will use a little bit of flash to fill the light in. But mostly I do use flash for sports photography, especially triathlons. I think it gives a nice pop to the images, and I'm controlling the light source, which is really handy, especially when you're following a race and it's a fast-paced race, like a triathlon or an Ironman race. You can't always have the athlete in the right place, or you don't catch up with a certain athlete at the right time where the light is best. So having the flash can really help you a lot, and especially on the back of the motorbike as well. When you're whizzing along and you catch up with somebody, you can fire a little bit of fill flash and it really makes the images stand out. And while I was in Taiwan last month working, I got to spend a few days with Robin, who's a very good friend and a YouTube creator, and his channel is The Real Sir Robin. Now he's probably one of the best street photographers I know. I love his work and he's a very, very good friend. And it was great to have him out there. We had a lot of fun. Probably way too much fun, but we did spend some time walking around the night markets, and especially Snake Alley, which is in Taipei. Now, Robin is very good at nighttime photography with a flash, and I learned quite a lot from him, watching him and how he works, and how he uses his flash and how he interacts with people, which is the most important thing, because it can be quite scary when you walk straight up to somebody and fire a flash in their face. And there's a little bit of technique that he has to do that. But we'll cover that in another video. We won't talk about it now. Now my Leica Q was set up completely manual. I had an aperture of f8, I had ISO 800, and I preset my focus distance. So I think it was about 1.5 meters to 3 meters. And I was using a slow shutter speed because what I wanted to do was create like a drag effect in the background, a bit of movement. And the flash, which is this little thing here, would freeze the subject, which worked really well most of the time. Now I picked this little flash up in Taiwan because the flash I was using in Taiwan for work was this great big Godox, and to be honest, this is a little bit too big to put on here. Yeah, it's a bit overkill. So I picked up this second-hand flash from a little camera store out there. This little flash is actually designed for a Panasonic and Olympus Micro Four Thirds system. So it worked about 80% of the time on the Q. Sometimes it just wouldn't fire, but I didn't mind it actually because it was a test really, and I just wanted to see how comfortable it was with shooting street photography at night with a flash. Now, the photos you're going to see in the slideshow are all from the Leica Q. And it will give you an idea of what effect you can get. This is my first time shooting with my Leica Q, or any camera really, with an on-camera flash for street photography. I really do like the look from this Leica Q and using an on-camera flash, especially for nighttime photography. It was an amazing time out there, especially walking around Snake Alley with Robin, having a good laugh. But at the same time, I was learning a lot from him. And that's the most important thing, is to be with other photographers that you can learn from, and they will help you come out of your comfort zone. Now, like I said to you before, I was not comfortable with shooting any camera with an on-camera flash at strangers walking along the street. For my job, it's not a problem. I'm paid to do it, and that person understands I'm there to do a job. They don't mind the flash. But to walk up to a total stranger, I was never comfortable with that. And having Robin there and learning from Robin was a great help. So please check out his channel if you've not seen his channel. and check out his videos. He does amazing street photography videos. I think he's traveling through Asia at the moment. Now this technique also works with film. So I had my Leica MP with me. Now I had one photo left on the camera. So what I did, I took this photo just quickly with the same flash, the same settings, and I think it was Kodak P3200, which is an ISO 3200 or ASA 3200 film. So it was a bit over the top, but the photo came out really well. Now we've all seen those videos of the Muppet that walks straight up to somebody's face and fires a flash in their eyes, and then he blinds them and then hurries away. That's not what this is about. This is about understanding your subject. It's about approaching it in the right way, and also being polite. Don't be rude to people. Everybody there, we never had a problem. Most of the people would smile or just look our way and didn't even bother. There was no problem at all. The only thing that caught people's eye most of the time was this very shiny Leica Q. I had a Leica Q before, as you would know, a black one. And I was going to buy a Leica Q too, but when I went to the shop, they sold out of them. So they had this brand new in the box for an incredibly cheap price. And yeah, it's a great camera. 24 megapixels is fine for me. But I will say one thing, people seem to notice the shiny silver more than the flash. So I might need to black tape this up. Now, would I use a flash on my street photography cameras, my MP or my Q? Yes, 100% convinced now. My attitude towards it before I did this was completely wrong. And until I tried it and spent some time with Robin and understood that people don't get annoyed with you, they're actually fine. They don't mind it. We got quite a few smiles actually, and we got some really nice photos from people with interaction. So I was completely wrong, and that's the whole part of this, is to get out of your comfort zone. You must get out of your comfort zone. I'm very happy with what I do. I'm a very good photographer. I have a very good job. I enjoy what I do, but I'm in a comfort zone. I know what I'm doing. I'm comfortable in that zone. It's about getting out that comfort zone and using your cameras and trying a different technique, and I recommend it to anybody. But just be careful. Just don't go straight up to somebody's face and fire a flash off into it, because you're probably going to get punched. You've got to do it the right way. Now, if you want to know more on the right way of shooting street photography with a flash, check out Robin's channel again. I think he's got a video on there, or watch his videos. He is very, very talented at what he does. And like I said, he's a very good friend, and I appreciate the time we had out there. We'll be back out there, both of us, in March. So there'll be some news coming on that very soon. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let me know down below what you think. Do you use a flash for street photography? Is it something you would want to do? Or do you think it's not the right thing to do? Let me know. This is what YouTube's about. It's about having a debate and talking about it. And I want to hear from you guys, good and bad. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video.